5A, Jason Diaz requests installation of a no parking here to corner signage in front of 100 Hamilton Street at the intersection of Hamilton and Fairmont Ave. Anybody here for that item? Okay, come on up to the microphone, please. State your name and city of residence.
Good evening. Name's Jason Diaz, business owner and resident in Worcester, Mass. On Grafton Hill. And tonight I'm talking about Article 5B for the no parking sign. Let me see here. I wrote it down so I'm not blabbering on. But anyway, let me just take a moment to clarify the original petition. Initially, I aimed to extend the current 15-minute parking zone that concludes at 96 Hamilton Street to include 98 Hamilton Street. Additionally, I sought to implement a no parking zone extending from the barbershop located at 98, which directly impacts the area in front of 100 Hamilton Street. This brings me to a critical point. The intersection of Fairmont Ave and Hamilton Street is notoriously dangerous. When vehicles park at the corner or in the crosswalk, it creates a blind spot for drivers pulling off of Fairmont Ave. The lack of visibility not only puts motorists at risk, but also endangers pedestrians trying to cross. I believe statistics would reveal that the intersection is a hot spot for accidents, and crossing that street, whether in the designated crosswalk can be a daunting task. And furthermore, I must express my frustration regarding the enforcement, or rather the lack of, concerning parking regulations in that area. I'm losing valuable business because customers simply do not have a place to park. Many of my patrons are in and out of my shop within 20 minutes. Without accessible parking, I'm left carrying custom cake orders nearly a block away, which is just not only inconvenient, but it's unsustainable for my business. As for the no parking request, it's important to note that Massachusetts has state laws that dictate there should be no parking within a certain distance, typically 15 to 20 feet from a corner. Implementing this no parking sign should be a straightforward decision, and I urge all you to consider the safety risks and economic implications for local businesses just like mine. In conclusion, I ask for your support for this petition by also extending that 15-minute parking zone to include the businesses at 98 and to install the no parking zone in front of 100 Hamilton Street. We can improve safety for everyone in the community and enhance viability for local business. Thank you for your time.
Thank you.
To the chair.
Wait, just a minute. Commissioner, am I not reading the full length of this petition?
Madam Chair, so as I understand it, and I would ask the clerk's office to confirm this, but the original petition had 2 items on it. One of those items, the no parking zone, was advertised for this meeting, but the 15-minute parking item has not been advertised for this meeting. So we can't consider the 15-minute aspect of this. We can only consider the no parking.
So Jason, in front of me, the petition that I have, as I read, was the no parking from here to the corner signage in front of 100 Hamilton Street at the intersection of Hamilton Street and Fairmont Ave. Your other part of the petition was sometimes the clerk takes the petition and cuts it in half because it has something to do with another subcategory. So we're just dealing with that one item here tonight, the no parking in front. And what I'll do is, when I go back to the office, or if Mr. Raleigh remembers, we'll pull that up for the October meeting, okay? Because it's not on this meeting. So we can deal with this one here, from here to the corner in front of 100 Hamilton Street in the intersection of Hamilton and Fairmont. Do you have a picture here that you want to show us?
I do. It shows the 4 businesses right there. The last business on your left, or was it the left or the right there, is on the corner. That's the 100. 98 includes my cake shop there, the barber shop, and the 3-decker that's above it there. And you can see the current no parking, the 15-minute parking ends right in between me and the pub. And it should extend all the full business and no parking in front of 100, because that's just dangerous.
So we can deal with that on next month, okay? Because it didn't get onto this agenda item, agenda.
That's a bummer.
I know it's a bummer. You have to come back twice. I'm sorry to say that to you, but we can deal with the item that we have in front of us. And let me see if anybody else, is there anybody else on this item?
Through the chair, there is one person raising their hands on
One
Zoom.
person raising their hand. Okay, let's hear from that person. Jason, you can just stay right there.
Kobe's.
in case we have questions for you.
All right.
Okay, go ahead.
To the speaker, you may unmute. Please state your name and city of residence.
Hi, good evening.
Hello,
My
yes.
name is, yes, good evening, councillors, chairperson, and my name is Nuh Mahmood. I'm a resident of 94 Hamilton. I received the notice about the meeting, about the no parking. The only thing I'll be opposed, I'll oppose this motion if it starts from 94 Hamilton, because we don't normally park there. We unload our groceries, or we have like elderly family members visit us. We just drop them off in front of our residence. So, but if the no parking sign will be after 94 Hamilton, like from 90, the 100, whatever it is, I support it. But if it's going to start from 94 Hamilton, then it's going to cause a lot of hardship and a lot of suffering to some. There are disabled people in this building where I live, and it's going to cause a lot of hardship when they have to unload their groceries, or when they have like Uber, they need Uber or something like that. So I just want this to be clarified that the no parking sign will not start.
Sir, what number are you at? What's the number?
94 Hamilton Street.
You're 94 Hamilton?
Yes.
Okay, on 94 Hamilton, what is the parking restrictions on that, Mr. Raleigh?
Madam Chair, sorry, I'm just getting my addresses up on the screen here. So this would not affect the parking directly in front of 94. This would be further to the toward the intersection, the no parking zone that's been proposed. What it would do is for some distance, and that's a distance that'll have to be agreed upon by this committee, from the intersection, is prohibit parking so that as you're pulling out of Fairmont, you can get a clear line of sight of the oncoming traffic.
Is that a street or driveway?
Yes. Then I will support the motion because of the safety aspects to a better view from Fairmont to Hamilton. Because when people park at the end of the street, the view of the drivers is restricted, and there have been a couple of accidents I've witnessed actually from
Thank you.
outside my house.
Thank you so much for your testimony. Yeah, Mr. Raleigh, I'm going to ask for your recommendation in a second, but I'm surprised to see how many crashes in 5 full calendar years, plus 2024 indicates high number of angle crashes, 19 of 23 crashes. That's a lot of crashes. So if you can tell us what your recommendation is for this, please.
Madam Chair, yeah, it is a high number of crashes, and the vast majority of those have been angle crashes, which means that it's most likely that someone's pulling out of the side street and then not seeing oncoming traffic on Hamilton Street. So as the petitioner noted, it is illegal to park within 20 feet of an intersection anywhere within the city. Those are not typically signed. In this case, we did go out and look at the site distance, and we think a little bit longer no parking zone is actually appropriate here, given how limited it is because of the building and the width of the sidewalk, where if you get a car parked in reasonably close proximity to that intersection, you just can't see around them. So we are recommending a 40-foot no parking zone, which would extend from the intersection to about the edge of that first building. Would basically prohibit parking where you see the white vehicle parked in that image right there.
Right. Councilor King, do you have questions?
Just through the chair, normally it's 20 foot rather than 40 foot, and I'm just wondering how many, is that an additional parking space? I'm wondering what the impact on the business will be. It's a short parking thing. You have the 3 businesses, we have the site issue, we have a driveway, it looks like at 92, where there needs to be parked appropriately as well. And I'm just wondering if there's any flexibility. Is 40 what it's got to be? Can't be 35. What is the? I know normally it's 20, So if I can understand that, and would like to hear from the business owner, any thoughts about a reduction in parking?
Through the chair, so the additional 20 feet is essentially an additional parking spot that would be impacted over what is already the law out there. I'm just measuring the distance from the driveway to the intersection here to see if I can get a more precise calculation on whether it would truly eliminate a parking space or not. So,
Madam Chair, could we just ask the business owner what his thoughts would be if we eliminated a parking space outside in front of the businesses?
Repeat the question?
Let's ask
The question is, if by putting a 40-foot, no parking on that side street, would that eliminate a parking space for someone favoring your business? Or do they park out front mostly?
Most of my patrons try to park directly in front. And by the picture that I showed you, 20 feet is probably that 100. The shop all the way to your left is 100. 98 includes the barber shop, the 3-decker, and my cake shop.
Yeah.
So, 40 feet, bringing back from that corner, I'm not sure where that falls, but, I would assume that 15-minute parking I wanted would bump right up to that. So, I'd be cool.
Okay. Commissioner Raleigh.
yeah, Madam Chair, so if we brought that down to closer to 35, I think we could ensure that there would be 4 spaces available before you got to the driveway, even if someone parks maybe not quite perfectly. So it may make sense to
Amend
go
that.
with something like 35.
Okay, so we can do that at, instead of 40, but you said 35? Commissioner Raleigh, can you repeat that again, please?
Yeah, Madam Chair, so I'll modify my recommendation to approve a 35-foot no parking anytime zone extending west from Fairmont Ave on the south side of Hamilton Street.
Okay, Councilor Nguyen?
Yes?
No, do you have any questions?
No, I do not.
Okay. Okay, so are we all set, Councilor King?
Yes.
Okay, so my motion will be to accept the recommendation of approval of a 35-foot, no parking anytime. Roll call, please.
Councilor Nguyen,
Yes.
Councilor King,
Yes.
and Chairperson Councilor Florio.
Yes, and Jason will come back next month, and we can deal with the other item.
We'll see you all then.
Okay, thank you.
Y'all have a great night.
You too. Okay,